let's get into it. A therapist is an excellent source of information about dating because I'm regularly seeing people in dating, the struggles they go through, the patterns that they go through. People then picking partners, people who get married, the issues and struggles that come up. Not enough effort was put in to work through triggers, so we keep attracting the same type of person that brings out the same type of feelings, and a part of us goes, oh, that's chemistry, oh, that's familiar, so let's go for it. But I see the damage that comes. I see the struggles that people go through, and I see how everything in our lives, everything in the lives of my clients is trying to give them information. If you take a look at any triggering moment that occurs, any argument that you have, there's a whole bunch of emotion that's there. But because we never learned how to be with those feelings, how to connect with them, how to tune in, we don't really know what to do with it, and so we ignore it, or we run from it, we avoid it. In life, we're either avoiders or facers. And most of us are avoiding because it's not our fault, we're not bad. It just wasn't modeled for us. Growing up as a kid, it was bad things happen if we had feelings, no one tended to our feelings. We just learned not to feel. And so then you got to do something with those emotions. And this is all of your addictions. They're all avoidance behaviors. Any issue that a person comes to me saying, hey, can you help me with, at its core, they're coming to me in therapy, so at its core, it's about avoidance. So I can reverse engineer it. We go backwards. We go, okay, why this behavior? When does it come? What are the patterns that come up? What does it teach you about yourself? And so seeing this repeating pattern actually launched me into getting into this work, triggers, emotional triggers, childhood trauma, relationships, dating. It's all the same. You're the one constant in all of it. You can get into parenting. It's the same thing. Your kids are triggering you, putting you in touch with things that your own inner child didn't get met. It's all the same. So it looks like it's lots of issues, but you're the one constant in all of it. And so that's what got me into it, was seeing what happens when dating goes wrong, seeing what happens when people keep picking the same partner over and over again, seeing that it doesn't work. Right? I've seen it from all phases and stages, how dating relationships fall apart after a while because they're not addressing some of these issues. Anytime there's an argument or an issue, you're not just relating to the particular issue, you've brought with you all the stuff, the emotional baggage, the wounds that it feels familiar to what's going on. Like the person who you came home late, you didn't message me, so I'm upset at you that you didn't message me. But there's also this abandonment that I felt as a kid, and as I'm sitting here talking to you and experiencing you being late without messaging me, I'm back in touch with all the familiar abandonment stuff, but I haven't worked through it. So I'm taking all of that, I'm putting it on top of the current issue, like gasoline on a fire, and now it's out of control. And so I see the same issues over and over again. And so we can then reverse it. We can use it to figure out, how do I get myself healthy, well, emotionally good? How do I build a good emotional relationship with myself? How do I reflect on the experiences that I've been through in the past and allow them to teach me what I experienced and it worked for me, so I know what to look for, tangibly, practically, in detail. I'm looking for this and this and this and this because I had it before and it worked. Also, I've had certain other things that didn't work for me. Those are the triggers, that we initially said, oh, there's chemistry here, and some of it's subconscious. It's amazing how we attract and are attracted to people that perfectly are going to bring out a whole bunch of those familiar old triggers. And people say, I keep getting the wrong types of partners. And how do I break out of it? And so watching people go through this again and again and seeing the flip side, which is that a lot of times I will work with somebody who just came out of a relationship. That's a typical one. My patterns keep coming up again and again. The same type of things happen. The relationship fell apart. I'm losing hope that I'll ever find somebody. Can you help me? And so we start to work. And we take those moments and we start using it to get in touch with the emotions that came up, to start using the experiences, the memories, the interactions, and say, what were you feeling in those moments? And all of a sudden, wow. Once we put names to feelings, and this is why I use a feelings chart, go just search feelings chart, and you'll see there's great charts that are out there. We don't have vocabulary for what we feel, but when you do, now I can talk about it. Now, when in the moment, like to go back to that previous example, it applies in so many ways. You were late, you didn't message me, I'm feeling a whole bunch of things. We typically don't tune into those feelings, but if you do, when you do, you start looking at the feeling words that come up, and then I ask you, when else have you felt those feelings? Very often it's like, whoa. And memory pops up right away. Or a previous relationship a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years. You can literally walk your way all the way back to childhood just through the feeling words. But without the feeling words, number one, you don't feel heard. You don't feel understood. Number two, the practice of tuning into what you feel builds up that sense of observing and noticing. You're building up validation. You're starting to treat yourself, and not abandoning yourself, but treat yourself like you count and that you matter. And so this is how your own personal work fuels the kinds of partners that you attract and are attracted to, fuels the kind of relationships that you bring into your life. If you're an avoider, no problem, but just you have to know that you're going to continually bring people into your life, be attracted to certain people, react to things in a way that produce the same old sets of feelings in the hope that you tune into it. That's what all your relationships, your unsuccessful relationships look like. Issues with friends, issues at work, it's the same collection of feelings. Your way out is through naming those feelings and connecting to them, because that's the opposite of avoiding would be facing, is taking a moment, a minute a day, and connecting with some of these feelings, thinking about a past partner, and they did this and I really didn't like it. Okay, and how did you feel when that happened? Boom. You see this, there's 5 words, 6 words, 7 words off of a feelings chart. Let the chart just, as you think about that moment, and you're trying to connect internally where you felt it, and you allow the chart, just your eyes glance, you go down the list, and the chart is telling you, suggesting words. You go this one, this one. Very often people will have an experience of, wow, that's totally the word. Sometimes people have an experience of, that's the word, and I never imagined that's the word. Either way, you are now deeply connecting to yourself, hearing and understanding yourself, which is a very validating process, because you're treating yourself as worth the time to stop what you're doing and tune in. This is the game changer, because the more I do that, the more I'm connected, the more I have a relationship with that part of me, that part of me, and the feelings that part of me feels, the less and less I need people to come into my life and put me face to face with those same feelings. Remember, no one makes you feel anything. They put you in touch with very familiar old feelings. They are just the most current person putting you in touch with those familiar old feelings. You have one choice, and one choice only. Either we'll continue to attract those kinds of people into our life that will make us feel the same way and we'll be triggered and the same thing will occur, or we break out, which is that I build a relationship with those emotions. I get connected to them. I get to know them. I get in touch with them. I build up an awareness and a vocabulary, and then I don't need those types. And this is the secret to attraction, which is I want to be aware of the same old types. I want to see them coming a mile away and say, no, thanks, we're not a match. And most people are not a match in the world. They're just not. You have to be you and see how other people are. And then if it's not a match, it's not a match. And expect that most people are not a match. And so your ability to see those old types coming a mile away improves, and you say no. But what's happening in the background, and this is for the people who are losing hope that they'll ever find a better, more good potential partner, is that because you face those feelings, you no longer have this need to attract those people to put you in touch with those feelings. You're already in touch with the feelings. You're now attracting, whether you realize it or not, you're attracting better people. And if you think about it, your attraction system is excellent. It keeps bringing you the same kinds of people again and again. You don't want that. The system is perfect. It's that it's geared towards and it's aimed like a GPS towards the wrong types of people. You break out of that by, instead of, I don't want other people coming to my life, put me in touch with these feelings. I'm already in touch with them, already connected with those feelings. And now, whether you feel it or not, you're no longer attracting those types. And you start to bring people into your life that are far better for you. This is therapy helping you build a better relationship emotionally with yourself, so that you less and less need those same old types. And now you're more self-aware, more self-understanding, with greater vocabulary, more empowerment, more validation, more confidence. Your communication is better because you use those same words. Hey, when you do this, I feel like this, and I wish instead you would do this. Both positive things people do and negative things. And you feel confident to speak up. And because you're tuning into your feelings, and every time you do that, you're treating yourself as worth the time to tune in. You're building up that sense of worth of, I'm just going to be me. I'm not going to live in fear of rejection. I'm going to be me, and then I'm going to watch how you respond. And if you respond in a way, whether you agree with me or disagree, you respond in a way that's respectful and kind and caring, and I like it, great, we'll keep connecting. And if not, not. And this is how you successfully navigate meeting new people, building a healthy relationship, and breaking out of those old relationship patterns. If this was helpful to you, keep listening, keep tuning in. Click the like button, thank you. Subscribe and join the channel so you get more information like this. Be the first to know of some of the courses that are going to be coming out to help people do this work of healing themselves so that they can be more successful in dating. Click the notifications so you can catch all the new videos that come out. Message me, check in with me. I'm very active and like to talk with people. And share it with people who need to hear this message.